Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Master Reports as we're going to be predicting the Champions League to the final in this round of 16 leg tie. And yes, as you can see, there are some solid, crazy fixtures. There are some fixtures you've never seen before, like Real Madrid and Manchester City. And yeah, let's get into it straight. Up first, we have PSG versus Chelsea. This is probably going to be the fixture of the round of 16. What a fucking lineup. It's the replay of the FIFA World Cup final. And I genuinely think, like last time, this time as well, we're going to see Chelsea go through. And hear me out, it's going to be a very close game. But the reason why I think Chelsea are going to progress is that this is the only trophy that they're properly paying for this year. They can't win the Premier League. I don't think they can win the Carabao Cup anymore. I'm not sure about the FA Cup, but who gives a fuck about the FA Cup? Chelsea have Champions League heritage. They are not going to go out in the round of 16. They would have gone out if they were playing Bodo Glimt, Sporting, Tottenham, Atleti, any small team. They're playing a big team, and that's exactly who their kryptonite's for. And I genuinely think Chelsea are going to progress compared to PSG. Yes, then we have Galatasaray versus Liverpool. This is going to be a tough fixture. I would not put Liverpool up ahead so fast. They haven't found their rhythm just yet. They're very inconsistent throughout the season. And I genuinely feel Galatasaray are going to be a dark horse this season, and they're going to go for it completely. So we have Galatasaray and Chelsea progressing from that round of 16 left-hand side. After that, we have Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Oh my god, I'm fucking tired of this fixture. This used to be a great fixture back in 2022, 2023 when Rodrigo was scoring last-minute goals, Karim Benzema was there, and now it just feels like a forced fixture, bro. Why the fuck are we seeing this? Who the fuck wants to see this? And yeah, I think this year, like I don't know. It just feels like I don't see a world where Man City don't go through this year. Real Madrid are, I won't say abysmal form, but they're not to their best, and I don't see them progressing more than this. Even if they beat Man City, I don't think they beat Bayern Munich this year. So I genuinely think Man City are going to go through. Coming to Atalanta versus Bayern Munich, it's going to be tight, I guess, but I still see Bayern Munich going through. I don't think there's much of debate going on here to who wins that game, and so I'm going to go for Bayern Munich. So we have on the left-hand side right now, I repeat, we have Chelsea, Galatasaray, Man City, and Bayern Munich. Oh, Man City versus Bayern Munich is a very crazy fixture. Okay, cool. On the right-hand side, we have Newcastle versus Barcelona. Oh, this is going to be a hectic one. That game that Barca won against Newcastle, it was like a tight game. I watched that whole fucking game. I genuinely could have seen that going Newcastle's way in the next fixture. And I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely feel my heart says Newcastle, my brain is saying Barca. Now, I don't know what I'm going to go for Newcastle. Fuck you guys. I'm telling you, it's the year of English Premier League succeeding in Champions League. You're going to see every English Premier League team, apart from Liverpool and probably Spurs because they're shit, progress. And I genuinely think Newcastle might just beat Barcelona and go through. It's going to be a tight game, but I feel like Newcastle are going to scare the shit out of Barcelona. Then we have Atletico versus Tottenham. It's Spanish Tottenham versus English Atletico. Both teams are shit. I don't care who goes through. I don't care who goes through. I think probably neither of them are going to go through because they're both so ass and they're just playing stupid football. And yeah, I feel like Atletico should get through. Like, it is Tottenham. Lads, it's Tottenham. You can't fucking go out against Tottenham, bro. Come on. So we're going to go for Atleti on that side. Then we have Bodo Glimt versus Sporting. Interesting fixture. Even though Bodo Glimt are in the form of their lives, I feel like Sporting aren't forced to be like, just completely forgotten about. They're always here and aware about for the round of 16s. But I feel like Bodo Glimt really has a chance this season where they're like, fuck it, we've actually done something great. We beat Man City, we beat Inter Milan, but everyone's beaten Inter Milan, so who gives a fuck? But yeah, point being, I genuinely think Bodo Glimt are going to surprise us. I mean, they already are surprising us. They're going to go slightly further. And then, yeah, we have Bodo Glimt going on from Sporting. Then we have Leverkusen versus Arsenal. I don't want to talk so much about it. I genuinely don't see a point about it. Arsenal are unbeaten in the Champions League. And considering that the route they've gotten for the Champions League, I think they should definitely capitalize on it. So we're going to go for Arsenal there. Let's go. So on the right-hand side, we have Newcastle progressing, Atleti progressing, Bodo Glimt progressing, and Arsenal progressing. Okay. Moving on to the quarterfinals. First fixture, PSG. No. First fixture, Chelsea versus Galatasaray. Ooh. This is tight. This, my friend, is tight. I feel like Chelsea are going to lose to Galatasaray. I think Chelsea are a very confusing team. They fuck with your brain. If they beat PSG, people are going to be like, they better beat Galatasaray. They won't beat Galatasaray. It's just a very Chelsea thing. I just genuinely don't see Galatasaray losing to Chelsea. They'll fucking die their hearts out. Victor Osimhen is on the run of his life to get back to a top 6 club. So yeah, I think Galatasaray progress and Chelsea, they beat Chelsea, and it's going to be a crazy match. Quarterfinals is going to be a very hectic, tight, cagey affair. And yeah, so we have Galatasaray going on from there, from the quarterfinals. Then we have Man City versus Bayern Munich. This, my friends, is actually too hard to predict. Like, I've been fucking delaying this because I was trying to think who the fuck goes through between Man City and Bayern Munich. And I don't know. I just feel like, considering how young this Bayern Munich team is under Vincent Kompany, compared to when I say young, as in like they're just gelling together and all. And like, even though I do like Vincent Kompany's tactics, I feel like he can be exposed against Pep Guardiola because the motherfucker learned from him. He's just learned from him, right? And he's playing a very attacking, aggressive football where if Man City sit to defend out, like how Arsenal were playing against Bayern Munich, I think Bayern Munich won't find the answer. And I think Man City are going to go through, as we can see here. Then on the right-hand side, we have Newcastle versus Atletico Madrid. Oh my god, what the fuck is this game going to be? I'm going to predict 12 red cards, 35 yellow cards, and it's just going to be chaos all over. I don't know who's going to go through. I think Atletico have the more Champions League pedigree, but it's fucking Newcastle, bro. Fucking Newcastle. They are giant killers. They're there for it every day of the week. They want it. They want the smoke, and they're going to get it. And I think Atletico is going to go through. Yeah, they've got Lookman. I think they've just been in a decent form. I think Atletico go through compared to when it comes to Newcastle. But at the same time, nah, actually, fuck that, bro. Atletico are ass. I don't see them beating Newcastle. I'm going to take back the opinions I've just said right now. And I feel like Newcastle are going to edge out against Atletico. And we're going to see them in the quarterfinals. Then we have Bodo Glimt versus Arsenal. Guys, I know Bodo Glimt are on the form of their life, but they're not going to beat the best defensive team in the Champions League, and that is Arsenal. And I genuinely feel like it's going to be a tight game. Arsenal fans should not be saying, so cocky, we beat them. I'm like, there's like a 10% chance Arsenal lose to Bodo Glimt. I'm going to give it to you realistically. But 10% is a very less chance when Arsenal have a chance of winning the Champions League. Potentially, this is the best route they can get. And I genuinely just think Arsenal are going to walk over Bodo Glimt. As in like walk over, as in say, I think the goal throughout the 2 legs, the goal deficit is going to be roughly 3 goals. And yeah, I see Arsenal progressing. Now, as you can see, we have in the semi-finals on the left side, Galatasaray versus Manchester City and Newcastle versus Arsenal. Oh my lord, this Champions League is gonna be one for the ages, guys. I genuinely think, and I keep saying this, Galatasaray Man City, tight fixture. It's going to be hectic. It's going to go down to the wire. But Man City have signed Antoine Semenyo. They have signed Ryan Cherki. They have signed Phil Foden a while ago. Then who the fuck do they have? They have Mark Guehi. They have Erling Haaland. They have Marmoush. They just have too much quality to not go through this Galatasaray team. This Galatasaray team is going to scare them. I think one leg is going to be a draw, and the next leg, Man City are going to win. And we finally have our first finalist in the Champions League, which is going to be Manchester City. Then we get it to the right side. We have Newcastle versus Arsenal. Newcastle have been getting the better of Arsenal in semi-finals, but that was Carabao Cup. This is the Champions League. This is grey area for both the teams. None of them have won the Champions League, I feel. I think Arsenal have not won the Champions League, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is the best chance they have. You don't get a better route than this to the Champions League final. If you're playing Newcastle in the semi-final, or you're playing Atleti in the semi-final, or you're fucking playing Spurs in the semi-final, you have to go through it. Barcelona are scared shitless of Arsenal because of our defense. They're going to concede every corner we score. They're going to concede every corner we take. They're scared. Anyone on that side, Arsenal is not scared to face. So they better reach the Champions League final. And they will. They're going to beat Newcastle and go to the final. And as you guys would have thought already, it's the final of the ages. Man City versus Arsenal. Man City have it in their hands to stop this fucking Arsenal side from winning the Champions League and calling them the bottlers for the rest of the ages. It's just going to be fucking justice for the footballing world. But life does not work on justice. Life works on merit. You have to understand, Arsenal have been there and thereabouts. They fucking lost to PSG in the Champions League final last time. Before that, they had a shit Champions League. But this is the year. They know they can beat Man City. They know they can beat Man City. I'm telling you, at home, Man City was scared shitless. They were sitting back in the fucking tight cocoon, making sure, okay, we scored one counter goal, now Arsenal can't score. Now Arsenal can't score. Arsenal still scored. Arsenal still fucking scored. And Arsenal is gonna do the same when it comes to the finale. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my balls. Arsenal are gonna beat Man City in the Champions League final, and I said it here. And you know what's gonna happen? When Arsenal win the Champions League, my beautiful hair, it's gonna be here to left, it's gonna get cut out. It's gonna be cut because my challenge is gonna be over, and Arsenal are gonna have a treble this season. A fucking treble. The league, the Champions League, and either FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I don't know about the quadruple, that's asking for too much, but I think we can at least get a Champions League and a Premier League double. And yeah, this might sound biased, but correct me if I'm wrong. Do you realistically not see the Arsenal side that has not lost a single game? Not lost a single, hasn't committed a single draw in the Champions League right now. Lose to Leverkusen. After that, lose to Bodo Glimt. After that, lose to any of these 4 bum teams on the top. Balls, bro, balls. Max to max, Arsenal loses in the final. Max to max, like that's the worst case scenario where Man City get us in the final, and that would be extremely depressing. I might off myself. I might. I never know. I don't know what I don't know. But yeah, overall, I feel this is the best way that the Champions League is going to go. And these are my predictions. Thank you very much for watching, guys. You've been a lovely audience. Whoever's watched it, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, tag me, whatever the fuck you guys want to do. Let's go.